Boom! Hey, Jay Joyner here with another review. Dexter. I'm really excited to talk about this. Dexter follows this blood spatter expert who is a serial killer. What a premise. I'll say this. I've read the books, and the the books has a different tone. There's some more things that are grittier and more explicit, but I think the TV adaptation is great as well. Season 1, 2, 3, and 4 are masterful. I think with Dexter they gave it too long of a run. I think Dexter should have been shortened down maybe to 6 seasons. When you get to like season 5 and you get to season 6, 7, and then 8, it kind of gets lost. Now, large part of that is because the screenplay writer, leaves the project. You feel his presence. Todd Phillips, I think his name is. Clyde Phillips. I'm sorry. You feel his presence gone. Dexter don't feel quite the same in season 5. There were certain things that are missing. I think the pinnacle is season 4. I think 1, 2, 3 builds to season 4, and I think maybe 2 is better than 3. Because Dote's character in that. Now, I think in the books, Dote's lasts a lot longer than he did on the TV show, but that whole Dote's and Dex, like, they feel like they don't like each other, and in season 2 is really intense. 2 and 4 are so intense. 4 is the best season out of the series, hands down. The Trinity Killer. This dude is played by a funny man. I can't think of his name, but he's like from Third Rock on the Sun. He plays such an amazing villain. Probably one of the best villains on TV history. But like I said, season 5 and 6, and then like it kind of gets a little messy. I can get where some of the plots are going, but don't hit the same as 1 through 4. Dose is probably one of my favorite characters. Dose has some of the most quotable lines still to this day. I love Batista. Batista may be one of the most beloved characters in TV history. LaGloria, I liked her character. Now, if you notice in season 1, like the first couple episodes, they hint that she kind of has this crush on Dexter, and then they never bring that back up ever again. So, like, if you kind of watching it for fresh eyes, you think that maybe they're going to hook up at some point, but they never do. Dexter messes with this girl named Rita, who's kind of been through a lot of trauma, and they end up having a baby together. And so that creates a different dynamic with Dexter, him being a father. Like, she had 2 kids of her own. He's kind of playing the stepdad, but he can kind of like, he can be distant because he's playing house. But now with her being pregnant with his kid, it added another layer to Dexter. He's a serial killer. How can a serial killer raise a kid? And so that dynamic. Deb is an amazing character. That's his sister by adoption, and a great detective. Foul mouth, loud, a little rough around the edges, but highly talented in there. And so, those are kind of like the main cast nucleus. And then, of course, like, you got Masuka, who is just that awkward, weird guy in the lab that works for Dexter. And then Quinn comes in later on in the seasons, and Deb has a lot of love angles in this. Brian Mosler in the first season, who is Dexter's brother. That Dexter does not remember, he does not know. And so Mosler has been following Dexter, and he's been sending him these clues, and he's known as the Iceberg Killer. He freezes his victims and then cuts them and leaves them out, and he's really leaving these clues for Dexter. This whole point of this is to be lead clues for Dexter. And so you see this cat and mouse game. Now, in the books, Brian Mosler actually lives a lot longer than he does in the TV show. Mosler only makes it through the first season. Now, they may be trying to rectify that with the new Dexter Original Sins, because they've already introduced that character in that series, so maybe they're trying to give him legs in the prequel, which could be the case. But it still won't be like the books, because they had a lot of interaction throughout the books. But yeah, so I mean, definitely something to check out. It's very unique. It's not everybody's cup of tea, though. You kind of got to be in a certain mind frame, I think, for Dexter, because he's kind of borderline vigilante to a degree. Like, he kills bad people. He's not just killing random people or innocent. He goes after people that are that are messed up. He goes after people that have slipped through the cracks of the system, that won't slip through himself. His dad comes back into hallucinations and memories, and he has this code that his dad gave him. Dexter had these urges at a young age. They tried to do everything they could to try to, temper the urges down, but they couldn't. And so you find Dexter thinking about having this hallucination of his dad talking to him. He calls that when he goes into that zone of wanting to heal, he calls it his dark passenger. So there's a lot of internal dialogue, which was that you used a lot. I don't know if you ever seen that show You, but you used a lot of stuff from Dexter. So if you're a fan of the show You will love Dexter, because you kind of robbed a lot of stuff from Dexter. So there's a lot of internal dialogue through Dexter, the awkwardness. He's definitely having all the classic mental signs, a lot of stuff where he's detached from things and he doesn't understand emotion and stuff like that, and kind of hearing in his mind how he has to navigate through that, because in his mind is really the true Dexter. Everyone else gets this mask. He comes in with donuts and stuff like this. So I thought that was a really great to add the layer. Dexter's a complex character, and so at the end of it, Deb dies. He goes out to sea in the storm and does not die. And we find out that Dexter is a lumberjack in Oregon. A lot of people hated that ending. And people thought it should have been, the last thing should have been them chasing after Dexter and things like that. So the ending always was complained about, highly disputed. And then they end up dropping Dexter New Blood. And then the ending stinked on that one too. So Dexter is always a great show. It's just they can't end it for nothing. Without it being ridiculed and all types of stuff. So if you have not seen Dexter, I would encourage you to see it. They have just finished the prequel, and they just released that on Showtime. Now they have a sequel to New Blood coming out, I believe, in July. So a lot of Dexter things are going to be flying here through Showtime. As the property's back hot, it's been revitalized. I think because of the success of New Blood and how fans were craving for more Dexter, they're going to give us that. I will say the original sequel ties perfectly to the prequel ties perfectly to the original sequel. So I love it. They make Miami a character in this show, so you feel Miami. Some shows I think to be based in areas, but you really can't tell. Here they show the vibrancy of Miami. They show that how you can get away with this in Miami, and the possibility is not the best, the police department in the world. And so check it out, man. Dexter, it's a great show. Have you seen it? What's your favorite series? Who's your favorite antagonist? Let me know. All right, boom.